Welcome to our continuing series from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Self-Discipline, Part 3. From Sri Aurobindo. By meditation we correct the restless wandering of the mind and train it like an athlete to economize all its energies and fix them on the attainment of some desirable knowledge or self-discipline. We are wont to be spiritually skeptical, to hesitate to acknowledge to ourselves anything we have not actually experienced by the process of silent communion with God, so that the great sages of antiquity were as skeptical as any modern rationalist. They did away with all preconceived notions drawn from the religion of Vedas, plunged into the void of absolute skepticism, and tried to find there the truth. They doubted everything: the evidence of the senses, the reality of the world, the reality of their own existence, and even the reality of God. This skepticism reached its culmination in the teachings of Buddha, who would admit nothing, presuppose nothing, declare nothing dogmatically, and insisted only on self-discipline, self-communion, self-realization as the only way to escape from the entanglement of the intellect and the senses. To be untroubled and unmoved by such things is an elementary step in yogic discipline. But all, even for the yogins, have not attained to this knowledge. Some yogins follow after the sacrifice which is of the gods. Others offer the sacrifice by the sacrifice itself into the Brahman fire. The former conceives of the divine in various forms and powers and seek him by various means, ordinances, dharmas, laws, or as we might say, settled rites of action, self-discipline, consecrated works. For the latter, those who already know the simple fact of sacrifice, of offering whatever work to the divine itself, of casting all their activities into the unified divine consciousness and energy, is their one means, their one dharma. The means of sacrifice are various, the offerings are of many kinds. There is the psychological sacrifice of self-control and self-discipline, which leads to the higher self-possession and self-knowledge. The offering of the striver after perfection may be material and physical, dravya yajna, like that consecrated in worship by the devotee to his deity, or it may be the austerity of his self-discipline and energy of his soul directed to some high aim, tapo yajna. Or it may be some form of yoga like the pranayama or the Raja Yoga and Hatha Yogins, or any other yoga yajna. All these tend to the purification of the being. All sacrifice is a way towards attainment of the highest. The process of this self-discipline or sadhana is therefore long and difficult. But even a little of it is so much gained because it makes the ultimate release and perfection more possible. Certainly, self-discipline, self-control is never easy. All intelligent human beings know that they must exercise some control over themselves, and nothing is more common than this advice to control the senses. But ordinarily, it is only advised imperfectly and practiced imperfectly in the most limited and insufficient fashion. As for outward things, what has been lacking in you has been discipline, order, self-consecration in your work. You have acted according to your impulse and fancy and been unable to do any work steadily and with devotion in the work. The mother gave you library work to do, and it has not been scrupulously done. She asks you, for the sake of your own self-discipline, to do that little carefully and scrupulously in the future. For the rest, you can go on with your music and your sadhana, but let all be done in a deeper spirit and as an offering to the divine.